Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final Coast to Coast for season 2022. And we thought, Oscar and myself, how are you, big fella?
Good, mate.
We thought, why not just wind it all back to where it once began? And I think it was always a foregone conclusion that the tripod would return. Hamish Brayshaw,
Yes.
Welcome to the party.
The prodigal son returns. Thanks for having me back. Where it all began's a bit of a stretch. It was well before our time, but...
Actually, not true. So our podcasting started, I'm not sure if you remember, our first year we went on the old back chat with Scully and Butts,
yep.
and none of us were big enough names to go on Han Solo, so we went as a duo.
Together.
Times have changed,
Haven't they ever?
Well, terrific, really
I'm
terrific.
still not a big name, but can latch on to one. Oscar Allen.
Yeah, thumper.
The last time I've seen you sort of out and about, Hammer, it was a bit of a vlog of your golfing game. Is this a regular thing, or you decided?
No, it's not. It is not a regular thing. I was driving out to Araluen golf course, beautiful
Must
course
be
over
nice.
there. Yeah, great course, and a long drive from Inaloo, an hour. And I just thought to myself at about the 30-minute mark, I may as well make this a little bit enjoyable today. And I hadn't been playing good golf. And so I thought, well, I'll put the pressure on myself to film this and document it to see how I'm going, and which worked up until hole 16 and then capitulated from there. But no, it was very, very good fun.
Do you think that was the cause of the meltdown, is knowing like, geez, I've got an audience to kind of respond to? Just add that little bit of pressure added then?
Nah, well,
the
audience was
thousands of followers?
Yeah, the audience was always there, but the actual real-life audience, so we played in 2 4-balls, and then the 16th hole at Araluen is the nice par 3 down the big, standing on the top of the hill, and the 2 4-balls joined together as an 8-ball for the last 3 holes.
Quite illegal on the course, but I like it.
Quite illegal on the course.
So they've seen your last 3 holes and the holes and got this guy's certified
rubbish. But it was, a Tuesday afternoon, no one on the course, and so we played the last 3 holes together as an 8-ball, and that was the added pressure that got me. So, yeah.
Did see Andy Brayshaw swing. It was quite tidy.
Yeah, and I've seen Neil, the real deal.
Yeah, Neil, the
Erasmus,
real deal
looks super
Erasmus.
smooth off the tee. Looks unbelievably good.
Yeah, he's a good player, that kid. He's a good player.
Oscar, a nice little reward this off-season coming up. Trip to Europe, mate.
Yeah, I went as a kid, but I haven't been able to go in the last couple of years, obviously with COVID. Probably the early 20s, the time where you want to go travelling. So I'm going to I'm going to itch the bug this off-season, so that'll be good. I'll only go for a couple of weeks. I've got a bit of training to get back and do, but...
Just give us a small taste of the itinerary, will you?
Just before that, itch the bug.
But
Scratch the itch.
There we go. That shows how I'm going.
Anyway,
We're heading off and we're going to Greece, the stereotypical do Greece, Mykonos, Eos.
Yeah, nice.
Then we're going to London. We're going to watch Man City v Tottenham and a couple of other games. So might jump to a championship game as well, which will be nice. And then back end of the trip, do some other parts and then finish an Oktoberfest. So get the first week of Oktoberfest in Germany, which should be good fun.
You should be coming back into the club in tip-top shape from
terrific,
Oktoberfest. Yep. Round 1, AFLW, really keeping you quite busy at the moment, Hammer.
Oh boy, yeah, what a win, hey? What a win. Just a barnstorming finish.
So what is your official role with the AFLW side?
I'm our midfield coach.
Okay.
So midfield coach of the AFLW team.
Is that where it was turned in the fourth quarter, mate? Just winning it out of the guts?
Well, look, 3-quarter time, I think the centre clearance battle was 3-2 our way, and in the last quarter we won 5-0. So,
Beast.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything else, but it was a fantastic performance from all the girls. But the midfield really lifted in the last, which was handy.
They didn't look too bad, the old expansion team in the Power.
Well, yeah, they were. Gemma Houghton and Erin Phillips led the way there, and they're obviously 2 quality players. They've had a couple of other young girls that have come along. Abby Darrick played really well for them. I think they'll be okay. It's always tough being an expansion side. We had to deal with that in our first year. But they put up a good fight, but just not enough to keep back the wet sail that we finished with.
Quick one, give us your 3-2-1 for the West Coast girls for the Coast to Coast listeners
from the weekend.
Yeah.
I thought Ash McCarthy was our 3 votes. She was fantastic.
Kicked a
cracking goal.
Should be one of the goals of the year contenders, really. Time when it was scored, clutch.
Yeah.
Yes.
She tagged Erin Phillips in the first half and kept her to 2 disposals, which in Erin's career would not be. That wouldn't happen many times. So she was excellent and had her own impact on the footy. I thought probably next would be Bella Lewis. I thought she was excellent around the ball. We've done a lot of work out there, and I'm not sure, Thumper, if you can hear it from your office, but there's a lot of screaming and a lot of yelling that goes on out there at trainings, which is more often than not me doing what we call a blast session, which is like wrestling on the ground, trying to protect the footy when you're shepherding. Just stupid stuff like that blows you up and it sucks.
Love it.
But that's held us in really good stead to have repeat efforts and repeat contests. So Bella Lewis was probably the next best there. And then I'd probably say Emma Swanson, our captain, just prolific in the last quarter, won the first 3 centre clearances and got the ball going for us.
Oz would have missed the game. He was on a bus down to the Peel region, and we'll get to that shortly. But what he did miss was one of the most roller coaster of emotions period for Kelly Gibson.
Oh, boy.
Scored the first goal of the season, really. She's had some trouble with goal kicking. She hasn't polled on a heap since she's been at the club. So got the first of the season. You thought, here we go. Literally 20 seconds later, ACL.
Yeah, wow. And was it from the point in which she got injured, it kind of looked like an ACL, or...
Yeah.
Like, obviously she didn't come back on or anything.
No, she didn't. So what happened was, yes, she kicked the first goal, but there was a play about a minute earlier where she got this open side kick and the ball bounced in her hands and her defender was on her tail and she just burnt her and wheeled inside and hit this one straight out in front to Kate Bartlett. So she was on early. And then it just went up for a mark, and I've watched the footage back and I don't know whether it's when she landed or when she sort of pushed off, but it just sort of buckled and she went down, and it was...
That's how innocuous it was. You can't even tell what the movement was.
Just, it was over from there. Sinead Davison did the same thing in a pracky match against Freo. 2 very similar sort of incidents, just landing on it or moving it, and it just went. So unfortunate for Kelly. It's 12 months on the sideline, but she started off like a house on fire.
Yeah, thoughts goes out to her. Question, is there a supplementary list of which you guys can go into? Because obviously your squad size is 28, is it?
30, actually.
30.
So we could pre-season.
Yeah.
So Ashley Gomes was our last top-up player that we added in from the Davo injury, but given that it's the season now, Kelly Gibson, we don't get a replacement for her. So we're down to 29 fit and available players.
2 ACLs in 2 weeks.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, no, before we go, just a little side glance here. So Jacob Brennan, you were doing the AFLW coaching with.
Yep.
This is Brenno's first year where he left the AFLW program. He's now a development coach of the AFL. Want to know how he's gone? He's done his full season on the belt. Obviously not the season that you want to have on your resume as the first one. Now you're missing him in the AFLW. You've obviously kept in touch of how his role's going. Feed the listeners a bit of Jacob Brennan time.
Well, Jacob Brennan is, he's not, but his wife is pregnant, which is huge.
He's pregnant.
Which is huge for him. He looks pregnant this time of the year. He's been going well. I think the one thing that I learned a lot off Brenno was the way he was able to build relationships with his players, whether it be now watching him with the young backs that he's got developing and with the girls over there. So he's such a friendly bloke. I see him around all the time. He's always happy to have a laugh. He's good. He's fun. He's and just knows an awful lot about football. For a bloke that's you sort of look at and think he's a lovable larrikin, he's very, very well versed on the game. So he's got a wealth of knowledge.
Plenty of developing backs down there in that Eagles side this year, Oz, young up and comers.
Yeah.
How'd you find him go in that program?
Well, yeah, he's dealt with the Hoffs of the world, Rhett Bazzo. A lot of young guys have come through, Harry Edwards. So guys that have probably had them most consistent. A lot of them their first season AFL level. Love Brenno, and he's a cracking coach and just one of those guys who was a player recently, so he still remembers what it's like. And I won't forget, the coaches get hounded just to kick the balls because, like, as a player, you don't care. You just kick me the ball. Done like a grade 3 hammy, like 6 weeks into the season, and it's just like completely kept it under the rug, like
from
shuffling.
What? From sprints or from
kicking the ball, just kicking the ball to the fellas, like every single session.
Shocking, Nick.
Yeah, and then there's nothing you can do about it because, like, if Rhett Bazzo comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, Brenno, can I have some footies?" Like, kick him at me. You're not going to do it. You're like, man, this kid's trying to get better. All right, I'm just going to tear this hammy again. But,
it's funny watching him out there because he fused his ankle when he finished his football career.
Yeah, brutal.
And so he can't. I believe it's his left ankle. I could be very wrong.
It's his left. In the pre-season, I figured out it was his left ankle, and straight line, Brenno's still bloody good. Yeah. But if I turn left, I knew I could get him every time with the lead, so I just do that every time we played on him.
Yeah, you watch him. I watch him from my little office down there looking out at training, and he just can't physically turn that way. So it's a bit like almost the reverse Zoolander where he's got to turn right to turn left. he's got to do the full 360 to go the other way.
So while this AFLW season opener was going on, the boys, in a very North Beach move, just got the bus together, bandied and headed on down to the Peel region to support the 15 to 16 players still competing in the waffle. Give me some details on the day. We'll keep the on-field moments to a minimum, as they probably should be.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
It was good. So the Friday night was the BNF, and I think the club had booked it quite a way in the future, and we didn't understand that the waffle season was still going on for another couple of weeks. So whilst those guys were preparing to play a game and we had the best and fairest, we thought it will be great for us all to be able to catch up after the game at the waffle and maybe have a couple of beers together. So we went down a bus together, watched the boys play, and then came back, and it was great. We haven't had many opportunities to do these like cultural catch-ups, which used to be a thing of every week, in 2018-19 when COVID wasn't a thing. So
the young boys embraced it because they're coming off a BNF night, so they could have had a little tilt, and they're back on a bus 9 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, I think it was actually handled pretty well from the club, and obviously they couldn't drink or anything, and I think they did the formality, so they stayed and saw TB get announced, and as has been Monty'd on this podcast for about the last 12 weeks, that TB was going to win the BNF, and it was a good night.
No, not from you. You're full Redo. We're going to talk about the Redo top 5 soon.
I still think there's some hazy water, so I'm not sure how much we can put on air with this, but I was perplexed Redo didn't finish top 5.
We'll get to some BNF talk in a minute, but Hammer,
yes,
the waffle season, 6 wins from the Royals, so no finals from yourself.
Yep, the Mighties.
Assess the season from your end, mate. How's your footy been this year?
My footy's been pretty good.
Terrific, I'd say.
I've been getting a kick, which is nice. It's been a tough one for the Mighty Royals. We started off really well, and then young Sebet Kwek, who was our key forward and would jump and mark almost everything.
This is a 7-footer?
No, he's 6'6", but plays like an 11-footer and jumps. And I remember a game against Perth where he brought the ball to ground in a 1v5. And so we were able to kick a goal from that. So that we lost in the mid-season draft, which hurt us. It took us a few weeks, probably a month, to get the formula right as to how we wanted to play our forward line with a bit more energy and speed. We got that going for a couple of games in the middle of the season, and then it's just sort of been one of the great peter-outs of the last sort of month and a half. We've played some really good sides, and we've been there or thereabouts a couple of occasions, but just haven't been up to the class of some West Perths and South Freos. And we got East Freo this week, who are another real good side in
They're
real good
flying
form
as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're not celebrating with the team at the end of the season, right? You're on a plane?
Well, that's I will be celebrating on the Saturday night as much as I can. But I have a 6 a.m. flight to the Gold Coast. 6 a.m. flight to the Gold Coast on the Sunday morning.
Not rolling through?
No, probably.
Nah, can't
say.
Well, potentially.
Well, it's Gold Coast. Good 5-hour kip on the plane.
Well, it's actually, I've got to have a little bit of alertness about me because it's a Melbourne trip. 45-minute delay, 45-minute stopover, then the Gold Coast. So
it's an hour and a half stopover.
I can't have it be an hour and a half stopover.
So if the stopover's long, you're going to miss the game.
Well, I potentially get into Gold Coast, all things considered, at 2:30. The game's not till 5:30, so...
Why have we got such a late game? So they're staying overnight, obviously.
We're staying overnight on Sunday. So what's going to happen for me is I've got to bank on there's no delay with the first flight from Perth to Melbourne. If there's a delay there, I'm cooked.
You're taking it back.
Are you teamsing in?
Andrew De Loretto is our development coach, and so I'm sending him today a bunch of things that I'd like the midfield to be taken care of, just in case the plane crashes, touch wood, and I don't make it. But
Scary me.
So it'll be a 6 a.m. to Melbourne, and then I've got 40 minutes to get off that plane onto another one to then go to Gold Coast to land at 2:30. So I can have a bit of delay in the Melbourne to Gold Coast flight because there's 3 hours before the game, and Gold Coast Airport's half an hour from Metricon. But it'll be straight to Metricon and straight into it.
Hectic scenes for Hammer. Pray for him Sunday morning.
Yep.
So with the West Coast, with the West Coast Eagles and the team that took on Peel, and I'm assuming the same bunch, barring any injuries that happened, will line up against Claremont on Saturday for the final game. So Zach Langdon, Petreski, Seaton, Winder, O'Neill, True, Foley, Nelson, Bailey Williams, Jack Williams, Rotham, Clark, Dixon, Naish, Cully. Truckload of people there hoping for a better showing. Was it Clarkie's milestone on the weekend?
Yeah, it was Greg's 100th waffle game, and he was hands down our best player. He was by far the best player on the ground. I think him and Naishi, they've both been really consistent when they've gone down to waffle level this year. Particularly Naishi throughout the whole back half of the year has been positive. But a lot of those guys are younger players still trying to forge their way. So it's a great opportunity for them to bond and play a lot of footy together. You don't really get the opportunity to play that much footy with the guys that are at your similar draft age because some guys are maybe going up playing senior, some guys are injured. So a couple of weeks where they can get some consecutive games going and hopefully get a win this weekend, the last game of the year, and then can go away and celebrate the off-season.
Yeah, finish on a big note. That'll be handy.
So then we move on to the John Worsfold medal. A recap of the night, if it be.
Yep.
We're all comfortable with the winner. His speech on point. Happy with his speech.
Yeah, awesome speech.
Are you going back and rewatched, or you remember from the night?
I remember-ish. It was very good.
He's as good a speaker as I've heard from a 20. How old is he? 25, 26.
Yeah, so articulate with everything.
Yeah, you don't get many like that. To be fair though, he's probably had a couple of months to practice, so he's but excellently spoken.
Would you like to see the voting change, like the Geelong model? I think we've spoken about on this show, where they take your best 18 games. It's sort of like your golf handicap, rather than just having everyone that plays every game is counted towards votes.
Nah.
You go no? For me personally, I say yes.
I'm a big yes for that. Why wouldn't you be?
So I'd even go to like 20 games. So there's 22 games of the year. You miss 2 games. Yeah. You're still rewarding longevity and being able to play out the year. However, if you get knocked out 1 week, you basically can't win. Unless you're TB and having a dominant year, you can't win the JW.
2 games out, yeah.
Because 2 games out, plus that game you got knocked out in, which like you're probably not getting any votes in. So the way I look at it, you've got to find the balance, reward consistency, but also top-end performance. So like some guys who have great years won't be up there because like Gov will never win a JW medal with the current voting format because he'll always miss a game or 2, or even if he's going terrifically, he'll probably get rested for a game later in the year, you know? That's my opinion. I wonder what you think.
Yeah, I just think it's the best and fairest for the whole year. And I mean, I understand the merit in taking the best chunk of output that you've had for the season, but I think it's
significant chunk.
Significant chunk. Yes, I get that, but it also rewards guys who, as you said before, can have consistency, can have longevity and durability in the season, and it's not an award that necessarily should go to your best player all the time if the best player doesn't have the best year. So you have to reward guys that have been able to put together a full season of good football over a guy who's played, of 22 games, has played 16 really good ones and then hasn't been on the park for 6 of them, because for the whole output of the season, I think it's that's the way the award should be.
What do you reckon, Thumb? Because where I'm sitting, I think if you went to 20, your best 20, then you can miss 1 or 2. That's fine. Yeah. But like Hammer's saying, you can't win off 16 games. I agree with that. Like you shouldn't be anywhere near contention if you're missing, obviously injuries, whatever. You miss a chunk of footy, you can't win it pretty much.
Yeah, I'm comfortable going to 20 for you. I just find the 22s a bit strange. I wonder how many other clubs are doing it.
No, you go to Nizzy after this, I reckon.
I've already got my meeting set up with Simo. I'll let you know how it all goes. All right, so a worst speech on the night? Did anyone give a speech that was questionable?
I've never seen Gov as rattled as he was up there doing his life member speech. I know it's a huge speech, but he's a terrific public speaker, and he was rattled as anything.
Did the players get stuck into him on the bus?
Not stuck into him, but yeah, Gov's just a larrikin, a great storyteller. So you'd think this guy would be an unbelievable public speaker, but it wasn't. I'm not going to say it was a bad speech, but it wasn't to the high expectations I had set for him.
Roger. I've got another one in here. So who were the top? I've asked you guys to have a think about this, and I think we could all have the same 3. Which were the Eagles, top 3 Eagles to outperform their starting 22 ranking heading into the year? So where would you would put them in terms of, he's probably the 25th man on the list, or he's the 27th, or he could be the 16th and now he's an auto pick in the top 8. So who are you putting in for maybe the top 3, or maybe a top standout for that award? So who, you could almost name that most improved.
Mm.
Yeah, so we were having a brief discussion about this beforehand.
I said no colluding, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I will. Do we want a particular order or no particular order?
You can give me a one standout and then a couple of throw the blanket around a couple of place getters.
Yeah. Well, for me, this is I'll go my one standout. I haven't. To be fair, my football this year has crossed over a little bit with West Coast games and with things, so I haven't actually watched every game live. I've seen enough to know my standout pick, and it'll be contentious, but I think Tom Barrass, for me, the way that the whole question was to exceed expectations, and he, I think, was in your middle to better players last year, and now this season has been far and away the best player. So what are we saying 8 to clear 1? That's for me the most significant improvement this year. He's gone from a really, really good player to a all-Australian quality defender that has sort of blown the water away this year.
I think you're right. He was in the top 10 BNF voting, but he was down the bottom end in 2021.
Yeah, it's interesting. I suppose I'm biased because when you're with someone every day, you don't really see the improvement, because like when I look at Tom Barrass, I just see him as like all-Australian quality top 3 defenders in the game.
Is that like having a puppy in your house? You don't notice it growing?
You don't notice it's getting bigger. And so like 2020, I think he came top 5 in the BNF already. So I've kind of always had him in this top upper echelon. But
yeah.
So my one anyway, I went Jermaine Jones.
So did I. So did I for one. Yeah.
Yeah, so because he was someone that was, I don't think he'd mind me saying he's probably a fringe player going into the start of the year, was trying to find a position, playing half forward, and then we moved him to half back probably at the quarter of the way through the season, and he's almost a locked-in selection when he's fit and healthy now because he brings something to our back line, bit of pace. He's obviously still learning some back craft, so he might give up a goal here or there a game, but he probably gets us 2 or 3 back with his aggression, tackling, and how he uses the ball. So he's my one.
Yeah, I think watching him, he's probably more dynamic than anyone else we've 100%. Got in our side at the moment. I mean, with Liam and Junior battling injuries here and there, and your senior midfielders, Shuey, they've sort of that change of direction, that explosiveness that they, once used to pride themselves on is still there, but not to the level that it was. And JJ just comes out, and the way he runs and jumps and attacks the footy and changes lanes and breaks games apart, he's certainly been one that's come out of the blue.
Who do you think, Thumper?
I put down Jones. I wonder where he would have been going into the start of the year as you're starting 22.
And he's come top 10 in the BNF.
Yeah.
9th, yeah.
An unbelievable rise for JJ, and well deserving that he signed a contract yesterday to commit further years to the club.
Congratulations.
Along with Bazzo and Jamo that all also signed, so a little 3-prong attack there. But with Jones, I thought, absolute revelation down back. Bazzo, it's going to be a very hotly contested backline next year because you've got Tommy Cole coming back in.
Yep.
You've got Hoff and Bazzo, who you really want to be getting games into. You go back and read Bazzo draft sort of recaps.
Highly rated.
Very highly rated.
They say, possible steal back there and will only grow, can swing forward, eventually when he gets used to the level.
Say that, mate.
But, you got Hoff, you don't want to stop giving Hoff games. So which of these players will you push to the wing and which will remain in your back half? Because I don't want to see Jones play anywhere else now.
So I look at the back line, you've got Barras, so fully fit, Barras, McGovern, Yo, who plays third tall in the back line, has played there this year and probably because of injury and trying to get some form back in, he played really, really well there until he hurt his hammy again.
Yep.
So those three, your 3-ish talls. And then the guys you pick out of, you've got Tom Cole, Liam Duggan, Hoff, Bazzo, Jones, Rotham, Witherden, Nelson. It's 11 or 12 guys that It
was really good of you to miss one name because obviously I've
Hearn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hearn.
Yeah.
So that's the other 4. So those 4, they're probably levels and above.
Correct.
And then you've got there's so many. That's how I'm forgetting Shannon Hearn.
Yeah.
Who was my second most.
Reel it back to that.
Hearn as a third of most. Where you're putting in the starting 22. But this is the thing: is that you take a small forward out and put him down back. Now it's, who's going up and playing those high half forward roles now?
Yeah, well, none of those guys were playing those high forward roles or wing roles this year either. So, there's still capacity for other guys to play. It's great. This is what is important about being a developing side. You get to try guys out in different positions and so all of a sudden something sticks. And
throw some darts at the board.
I'll tell you what, that's a better problem to have.
Oh, absolutely.
Than the way we've been going this year and having 25 guys to pick from.
But having Jamo sign on, I think it's going to be a real hotly contested, backup ruck role. Who's going to play with Nick Nat next year? Is it Bailey Williams? Is it Jamo? Can you play Jamo and Nick Nat in the same team? Jamo's 9 games in a newish sort of ruck role that he's had at the senior level after playing at under 18s level. It's going to be interesting to watch in after his 3rd year of footy. I've got some other awards I want you guys to give out, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, John Worsfold medal, off cuff. Worst social media user for the year?
Jermaine Jones.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yep.
Well, what's he dishing out that's abhorrent?
Just stupid TikToks and
reposting TikToks and stuff flat out.
Yeah, he's I couldn't agree more.
I like people active. So Hammer's active.
Yeah, I'm active but funny.
He's too active.
All right. Who's firming for Bog of a footy trip, even though there isn't one this year, but who would be the firm price favourite?
Oh, you'd be dialing it in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've been in terrific form.
Yeah, you've had a year of priming yourself.
Yeah, Redden, Redden, the spoon. He's always good. He's good for the first night and shocking for the rest. No, sorry, JK would win it.
Yeah,
JK would win it. One last hurrah.
Just checking.
JK and Shuey, little 1-2 combo throughout the whole footy trip. They never leave each other's sides.
Biggest fines contributor for the year?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's actually JK. I think he forgot one and it just kept on rolling over and it turned to a $500 fine or something. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, probably Kenneth.
So where does the fines money go this year if there's no trip?
goes in. We've got a fund that we invest our money.
JK's got he's just put $500 in for a trip he won't be on next year.
Nah, I think we're also planning to use it for past players. So we'll do we want to engage with the older players. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Come on.
So we're trying to engage with past players.
Good.
So we got a big fund, and then it'll keep rolling over.
Yeah, that's excellent.
And then in
I like that.
5 years, it'll be like, okay, 2017 draft class. Let's go for some beers with the current playing group.
Brilliant. I like that.
The number 1 golf seed.
Gaff.
Gaffy now that I've left.
Oh, actually, no, Hearn.
Hearn's a gun.
Hearn's beating Gaff?
But Hearn, the thing about Bunga is he doesn't have a handicap. He just goes out and hits the ball every now and again, and he just dominates. He's got such good hand-eye coordination from his cricket days. I remember when we were down in the Dunsborough trip last, me and Gaffy were going to go play, and Bunga just goes, might just jump in and have a chip and a putt. And then just grabs my driver and starts.
I like your old man with you.
Just walks the course and just belts at me. He's a star. He's very good.
Bunga's still biggest brown nose. It's not you, is it?
Nah, it's probably me.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
you haven't been able to play all year. You're trying to keep the limelight on yourself.
Positive lights, yeah.
Good to own it. The hermit life. Who do you just never see outside the club?
Gaffy.
Jack Petrocelli.
Oh, actually, that's true. Petch.
Yeah, Petch more so than Gaffy now. Gaffy's a bit of more of an extrovert than he used to be. I like it.
Bizarre, but no, Petch is he still on PlayStation all the time?
Yep.
Yes, he is. Can confirm. Not good for Thumper's life.
No.
All right. Love this title, though. The doo-doo hairdo. Who's got the worst haircut?
Oh, there you go. The doo-doo hairdo.
I reckon Jackson Nelson's very untimely, untamed. Sometimes it's too long or it's too short. It's never quite the right length.
It's halfway between the short back and sides, and then you're growing it out. Make a decision one way or the other, please.
Did you see his haircut when he first joined the club?
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, it was right up there.
The real
it's like
long,
a Lego head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'd be right. No one's got a real outlandish haircut, do they?
No, we got a couple of Macca's signs going around.
Yeah,
with some serious receding hairlines.
The Luke Shuey. Oh, that was so funny. The one where it was Shuey and Bunga carrying off JK.
Yeah.
Someone put this comment on the Facebook thing, and it was just never seen 2 Nintendo 64 controllers carrying off a player before.
Love it.
God, it was funny.
Love it.
All right. The Moneghetti man. Who's winning time trials now?
Steve Moneghetti. Leave that one to you, Os.
I'm gonna say back in Campbell Chesser.
To beat Gaffy in the 2K.
So he came out of so he tried to get here for the start of pre-season last year. So he came out of in Melbourne, has the draft, goes to schoolies, so has a bit of fun with his mates, goes from there straight to Adelaide, quarantines there for 2 weeks.
Did you drive?
Drove to Adelaide, quarantined there. Then flew from Adelaide, left his car in Adelaide to Perth, quarantined for another 2 weeks. Second day out of quarantine after 6 months of ran a 6:20 flat. In the 2K. So I can't help but think this guy gets a proper off-season training. He's cracking the team.
He's a smooth mover. Yeah. A real smooth mover.
One to watch for the pre-season. So last one, best leg. Who's got the best kick in the team now?
That's a great question. Bunga's got the most efficient, but it's lost some length, hasn't it?
Yeah.
As much as it kills me to say, he has lost a little bit of length.
Luke Shuey on left and right foot is terrific. No one kicks it on their opposite foot like him.
No, I agree. He's got the one that he hit JK up, and to be fair, he was never going to kick it to anyone else that day. But stepped back in the middle of the ground and hit this right foot kick that would have gone half a foot off the ground the whole way along. That was pretty special.
Cribber's a bloody good kick too. Cribber's a very good kick. Never misses a goal, never, and kicks them out of his ass all the time.
We had the best set shot record in the league this year. Was that highlighted downstairs?
No, it wasn't, but it's always been something we've been good at. But when you have Darling, Kennedy, Cripps, Ryan, Jake Waterman's a really good set shot.
Yeah.
I'm relatively consistent. Then you've got Petch is relatively there's 6 or 7 guys that all
kick the footy well.
Yeah, kick the footy well in the front half.
Okay, speaking of the great man, JK testimonial, October 7, have no idea if tickets are left. Give a club a call and see if they are. If they're not, we're live streaming the event, so It should be an absolute belter. I'm assuming all players are going.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. I wanted to ask you guys about Draft Watch. Now that West Coast are
sure.
right.
I've been watching way too many drafts. I watched Cal Toomey's top 30 and analysed it, sent it to a couple of our friends are in scouting now.
Yeah.
So I'm getting their opinions on it.
So I've never really paid much attention to draft and 18 watch at all, but when you all of a sudden you got pick 3 and 20 and 25, the antenna ears poke up. So let's talk a little bit of draft without giving hands away. Because you've played a bit of footy with this Ruben Gimby, who's the top WA prospect.
Oh, my man. The boy. Ruben Ginby, I think it's pronounced. Gin and tonic style.
Is not Gibney?
I don't know. I asked him yesterday. I said, because Lex...
get that right.
He was a bit unsure about it, was he?
No, so Lex, my girlfriend, is doing a story on Ruben and Jed Buslinger for...
Oh, when's that airing? I'll tape that.
That's close to the draft.
Epic.
Anyway, and she needed to know how to pronounce his last name, so I texted him and said, boy, is your last name pronounced gin like gin and tonic or gin like Ginnivan? And he goes, gin like the drink. So Ginby, I think it is pronounced.
Beautiful. Confirmation.
But he is, he'd be my one to watch.
So that's his nickname, Boy.
The Boy, yeah.
So he started in the off a halfback flank in the 18s Carnival.
Yep.
Was he just playing such good footy that they moved him in the guts and said, do your best?
Well, he started with us in pre-season. He was a Dunsborough boy, and no one really knew him at the start of the year. He came up and just started dominating training. He was a Colts boy. A few of the Colts came up and trained with us over the pre-season, and trained well enough to play round one in the league side. Played the first 3 or 4 games there, and then he was, I believe he's a sports captain or maybe even the school captain at Wesley. So he was straight back to PSA and just dominated there. So he played halfback at league, and then was sort of halfback and on the ball at...
Played it on ball throughout the whole 18s.
Yeah. Was playing halfback and on ball at Wesley. I remember a game where he had 40 and kicked 2 off a halfback flank playing for Wesley. And then played it all on ball at the Carnival and dominated in there and WA MVP. And so,
there you go.
And then we played him on ball against West Perth and started the game like a house on fire. So he's a talent.
It becomes an interesting conversation as a side away from the rest of the country. So like a WA top pick, you're going to want to nail it, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
When you're having 3, absolutely. Yeah.
And when you're not having one for the last, since Nick Nat or Gaffey this high, so there's been 10, 12 years. Like, there's some really highly talented Victorians and guys from around the other side of the country.
So I'll give you the top 4 while you're on that list.
I reckon I know the top 4.
Go on then. In order.
So we've got Ashcroft.
Yep.
King.
And then we've got this Wardlaw, who's a tall mid, but he's had a lot of hammy issues. Then we got this Sitsas. Mm-hmm. So he's like an inside midfielder, inside-outside.
187 centimetres.
And like inside-outside player.
187 centimetres. How much does he weigh?
Didn't say.
Pretty similar to me. Come on.
There's this Harry Sheasel, who's like a mid-forward.
Sheasel, yeah.
You've named the top 4. Well
and then the 5th is this key forward, Cadman, who has shades of Jeremy Cameron around him, which is scary because Jeremy Cameron is the best player in the comp.
Yeah, he's a star.
So, and then you've obviously...
That's right, I've been doing nothing with my life.
Then Ruben Ginby is the top WA prospect. I think he's touted at the moment at 7-8 range. Then Elijah Hewitt, who was the highest ranked WA player pre-Carnival. He's there. Jed Buslinger, top 13. Darcy Jones there at 30. So they're your top 4 WA boys.
Yep.
And it's now going to be a question of... I have a tough feeling that Ginby, Hewitt, Buslinger will not be there at 20.
I wouldn't have thought so.
So the way the picks will turn out will be like pick 3, because it'll be father-son first.
Yeah.
So then the next one probably gets slid down to 22. So there's one more father-son, because Alwyn Davey will get drafted.
Yeah.
And then we've got 26, so that becomes, say, 28, 29. So that's, 3 picks in the top 30.
Yeah.
How many, what positions do you reckon are most important for us firstly? And then do you reckon you go local, or you just say, you rarely get pick 3, let's go best talent available?
Yeah.
And this is all being said with no prior knowledge from any of us. Like, we have nothing to do with any scouting. I just want to make that really clear.
That's why Hamish Brayshaw can be quoted in the paper. The Eagles are thinking this.
Quote me. Look, I think if you are to stick with the draft hand you've got, it's best available talent. If you were trying to stay WA based and still get really good talent, you're every chance to you can trade pick 3 for maybe pick 6 and 12 or whatever.
From all reports, it's just very unlikely that other teams are willing to do anything with their top 10 pick.
And it's rare that, particularly in the AFL, because there's limited trade movement with draft picks, you don't get teams with 2 first-round picks anyway. So like NBA teams have that.
Yeah, you don't have
that here.
But I think you've got to go best available talent. In terms of what we need more than anything, I think you're probably just looking at the best midfielder you've got. You look at our midfield now, it's Senior, Reddo, Shuey, TK's, he's still youngish, but what is he, 27?
He'll be leading all this young crop coming through, your Chesses, your Cullies, and whoever this bloke is. If you get a mid, he'll be the senior voice in 5 years' time.
So I think you need to sign your best midfielder that you can, and then you build from there.
All right, very good. Looking forward to the draft, whenever it is, late November, I believe. All right, I've also asked you guys to give me your favourite West Coast on-field moment for season 2022, and it can't be Jay Kane, his 8 goals.
Yeah, not that. I think there were very limited highlights this year, unfortunately.
Funny.
Funny that. I think for me, there's two of them. The win against Collingwood to watch was pretty cool. The way that it had been like smashed. We'd had COVID. We'd had 5 top-up players a fortnight before.
Were you there? Were you travelling?
No, I had COVID that week.
Right.
Yeah, well, there you go. And then to go out and beat what was, to go on to be one of the better sides for the year was really, really cool.
Really good game of footy was there. It's just a cracking game.
Great game of footy. So that'd be number one for me. And then I know we're not allowed to touch on. It's not actually JK specific. He didn't do this. But the Blink-182 concert after the siren was unreal. Yeah, that was impressive.
Best tunes Optus have played in a while.
Absolutely.
For an honourable loss, they don't get bigger than North Melbourne at the start of the year.
Oh yeah,
the way we handled ourselves I thought it was a football club, like really, really good. I thought like a couple of times this year we've handled ourselves organisationally. See the JK game, take the game away from it. Everything the club did around JK and how we're handling his testimonial and how we're giving the fans a chance to really connect with him, I think is terrific. So that'd be, I don't want to just go, the 2 wins, I'll pick one of those. I'll go something a bit different. I'll go the North Melbourne game, I thought, and then how we handled everything this year, and then the JK game, take away the game, just a celebration of the man he is. I thought that was really well done too.
Yeah, I didn't want to put JK. He's had enough time in the sun.
Yep.
I am locking in TB kicking his first goal in his 100th game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable scenes, really.
That was massive.
Yeah, the script was written. I remember doing an interview with him pre-season because we knew game 100 was coming in the season opener. And I think we asked him, I had no more questions. I was like, well, what are your chances of kicking a goal? And he was like, I will never kick one.
Yeah.
Was basically his line.
Yeah.
Neck minute.
Bang, there you go.
Have a good one. I also asked you two to come up with your most outrageous sporting
this was a soda
story for 2022, and it would be hilarious if we all came back with the same one. Oscar now going to his notes.
This was a soda.
Hamish and I have already had a brief chat, and we've already locked in the same one.
Yeah.
So what have you got?
Came to me yesterday and said, just make sure we haven't got the same one. I said, I'm pretty confident we will.
So mine's more about sport in general and the changing landscape of the sporting direction.
Okay.
And this is with the Live Tour.
Oh, yeah, love that.
So I cannot believe, and I don't feel like it's being made a bigger deal of, the fact that this is changing the landscape of sport, where there is a professional league and then there's these big investors and a professional league that's been there for a long period of time, right?
Absolutely.
An established competition. What if some big investor comes to the AFL and goes, I want to make this the TFL, Tasmanian Football League. We all move to Tassie. We all play out of there. Well, everyone's going to say no. Or I'll increase what you're getting paid by 1,000% every player and watch guys jump shit.
Yeah, no, that's...
Theoretically, someone with a lot of money.
It's a great call.
Talk about the NBA, NFL. This could happen in any league.
Well, The Rock's doing it now with the... he's got the XFL coming back.
Yes.
So there's things... Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting prospect. I mean, the Saudis have got an awful lot of money under their belt that is hidden away by all these tax regulations and all the rest of it. So Cam Smith just got $143 million to sign and go and play there.
And that's money he will never get anywhere near earning if you won every competition for the rest of his life.
26 out of the top 100 golfers are now on the LIV tour, which is unbelievable.
Unheard of, yeah. It's ridiculous. I mean, the prestige in the PGA Tour, I'm sure you'll agree, comes from the majors, which, as a winner, Cam Smith is exempt to enter for the next 5 years. So he's got the prestige aspect of still going and playing in these big events and winning another claret jug if he wants to, or going to the Masters and potentially winning there. And now he's just free to get this money. I mean, it is phenomenal.
It's an interesting concept of, and obviously golf's an individual sport, right? Yep. So they are what is being followed. You're not following the team, but I feel like in sports more generally, so you've got players being able to move to other teams in the NFL, NBA. I assume that AFL will follow suit.
Get there eventually, yeah.
You follow players, not teams. So like a lot of guys my age follow LeBron James or Steph Curry. They don't follow the Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Lakers, wherever they're playing. If the AFL got to that stage, player movement, so say guys who have loved Gary Ablett, they just started following Gold Coast when he went to the Gold Coast, and then they started following Geelong again. Like, it's become, I follow a player, not a team, which makes it a lot easier for someone to go, here's a bucket load of money, I'll move into a different competition, and all of a sudden the fans follow, you get your revenue stream from there.
I think that'll take a long time to work here.
In the
is my
AFL,
only
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, in the
because
AFL.
it's such an Australian, ingrained in our culture to not jump ship and not be a bandwagon hopping team. Like you pick a team. I don't know what your old man was like, but
Yeah.
you pick a team and that's your team. You don't, through thick and thin, you barrack for that team. So it's it'll take a little bit, but yeah, money talks, no question.
It's a tremendous argument between legacy and prize money.
Absolutely.
And what you're putting together. You win 8 LIV tours. What are you going to go down in history as? Nothing, because there's all this prestige that follows it of 100 plus years or however long the PGA's been going. Max Homer with the best quote, who I think is in the top 20, ranked in the top 20. Yep. He said, "You can't buy my dreams." And that kind of eloquently put how some feel about it.
You can't buy my dreams, but $143 million goes a long way.
You can't buy my dreams, but generational worth, and my grandkids are never thinking about where they're getting their next paycheck from.
Correct.
So Hammer and I have locked in the same one.
Go on.
And it's easily the...
far and away, the Russian scandal with the IPL.
Yes, the guys out the backyard playing, and they've got fake commentators on it.
Rented a farm.
So yeah, farmers, they call it the India Premier Cricket League.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a knockoff of the IPL.
It was, and it came about 3 weeks after it finished. They installed a cricket pitch on a farm, and they had boundary lines and halogen lamps lighting it. They never changed the camera angle from just the pitch.
Close-up of the pitch.
Because otherwise you'd see the moo cows going on in the corner.
Yeah, but they had signage and stuff in the background. I've seen still shots.
They hired the commentator I can't remember what the actual real-life commentator's name is, but he's a famous IPL cricket commentator.
And he mimicked him, right?
And he got this impressionist to come and pretend to commentate him.
Fake crowd noise.
Yeah. And
got busted by the authorities. I think they ended up making €40,000 is what I've got here.
It's probably not enough for the effort that goes into it, right?
It's so funny. So the way it worked was like these guys would be getting bets from this streaming it in Russia. These Russians were thinking, okay, this is the IPL, I'm betting on this. And they would put in bets, and it was like you could bet on all these things, and it was like how many runs would be made in the over, or how long's this partnership going to last. And the guys in the computer were feeding it through an earpiece to the umpire, who would signal the batsman to hit a 6 or hit a 4, or the bowler to go back and hit his stumps, or to get LBW. And it's so funny to go back and watch the stream.
I'm just imagining if you would have old Cricket Live when they didn't have the Ricky Ponting cricket, and they didn't have the licenses to have the names. It's like, here's Virat Kohli with a C, and it's just poorly spelled names of the exact
Sachin Tendulking.
Yeah.
That was easily the number
Panting.
one for Hammer and I. While researching that, I also got the top 5 list of weirder sports. So like there was extreme ironing, which was a bloke going down like a river on some kind of board with the ironing table on it.
Oh wow, there you go.
And ironing down like a little rapid. Toe wrestling.
Yep.
Cheese rolling, which I think we've all seen.
Yeah, the cheese roll. I actually know a guy who won the Gloucester cheese race.
No way. We've talked about this.
Yeah, we've spoken about this in the episodes gone by. Yeah.
Did he fall, or did he just not fall?
So there's 3 races in the day, and he won the second one. He came second in the first race,
running down a big mountain chasing a block of cheese.
The Gloucester cheese wheel race, and so he fell the first time and got up and came second. The second time he mapped his path out a little bit better and got the cheese wheel.
How many people compete in this?
Oh, there's a couple of hundred each race that run down and try and kill themselves after this thing.
Rabbit show jumping, and you'll love this last one.
Actually, Hamish and Andy did that, rabbit show jumping. They bought a rabbit in Romania and called it Lenny Rabbits. Yeah.
And this last one's done a few times with me and the boys on the squirt. Shin kicking.
Shin kicking, oh boy.
So I'm assuming it's just a yield, or you go to the go to the next round.
If you do get a chance to look up a sport, do yourself a favour and Google buzkashi, the national Afghan sport. It's like horse polo, but instead of a ball, you have a headless goat that you're trying to throw into a goal. It's brutal.
This is the kind of stuff we miss without Hammer on the podcast. We just simply don't have this type of insight.
Like guys and horses just running these horses into each other. Oh, it's epic.
Love it.
It's an incredible sport.
Headless goat, rightio. Okay, because of Hammer's appearance on the show, I've brought back Who Am I for the two of you.
Yeah, come on.
All right, you ready?
You still got the intro somewhere on there?
There we go.
Yeah,
tingly. A lot of dust on that one. Yeah. Okay, so
I'm going to need this to write.
Take that one. Take that one. Okay. Question 1. Well, how many questions have I got? 9. Played at least one game in 2022.
Understood.
It's not me.
Yeah, not Oscar. That's all of a sudden ruled out.
Question 2. We did this last time. Hint 2. Hates bananas.
Okay.
3. Got 3 siblings.
3 siblings. Hates bananas. Played in 2022. Anything jumping off the page at you, Oscar?
Well,
anyone you know hate bananas?
I'm thinking Campbell Chesser. Oh, he didn't play. That's a lie.
Well, he did play then that's where I think Thumper might be weaseling his way in here.
Can we get some confirmation?
No, didn't play an official game in 2022.
Hey?
An official game.
He did play?
Didn't.
Yeah, but...
Sorry. Sorry. He did play an official game.
Yeah, a JLT game is still technically official.
No. Played a home and away game.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. All right.
I'm glad we clarified.
Tip 4. Loved Top Gear as a kid. Frothed it. Big gearhead.
Well, there you go. That gives me nothing.
All right. Tip 5. Played a milestone in the past 2 years.
Oh, shivers, okay.
So that'll narrow it down for you.
I'm trying to think about guys because we have this fruit bowl.
Debut counts as a milestone. Debut counts as a milestone.
Not a debut.
Understood. Jeez, we're really trying to weed these things out, aren't we?
So there's a fruit bowl outside of the change room.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think about who never has a banana.
Who doesn't have banana smoothies? Oh, that might not.
3 siblings, surely. Know your teammates.
Yeah, I don't know your
milestone in the last 2 years narrows it down.
How many siblings do I have? And we've worked together closely.
You got a brother.
I've got 3 siblings as
Wow.
well.
You only talk about one, though.
Yeah.
The footy player.
Okay, so let's think about it, Oz. Milestone in the last 2 years. Played a game this year.
So they've got to be on the list probably similar time to us, I'm thinking.
At least 50 games, 100
bananas,
games.
3 siblings, played 2022. Is it Jack Petrocelli?
No. Next one. This might narrow it down. Lived in 3 different states.
What are you thinking?
Well, Jack Redden has lived in WA, South Australia and Queensland.
Yeah.
He has played his 200th game for the club, or 150th game for the club.
He's played a lot of milestones.
He's played a lot of milestones.
He just robbed him of 100 games.
Yeah. Does he have 3 siblings? That I'm not sure of personally.
Everyone likes Top Gear. It's a great movie. It's a really bad hint to give because everyone likes it.
Top Gear is the show. Top Gun is the movie.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Top Gear, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Top Gun.
No, Top Gear.
No.
Top Gear.
Let me fix that. Oh, wait. I've got that written down.
Yeah.
It's not.
Is it Jack Redden?
No. Hint number 7.
No, not really.
Hint number 7.
Pretends to be.
Even number.
Oh, there we go. Well, okay. Let's roll through them.
Even number 2.
Jake Waterman has got 2 siblings.
Not 2.
Not.
Are you honestly going to do this?
Let's roll through. Let's roll.
It wouldn't be Dom.
Just let's think about.
It might be Dom. He did play a game this year. That could be the.
Did he have a milestone? Does he hate bananas? Does he like Top Gear? Is it Dom Sheed?
No.
Oh boy.
All right. You'll probably get it from this one.
Hope so.
Tip 8.
This is
Loves being an emergency.
Oh, Jackson Nelson.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jackson Nelson.
The last hint that was going to come, you'd probably get it from this. I should have put this one in before that one. Registered 1 hit out in his career at the club.
Wow, there you go. Did he really? I registered a hit out this year. Come on.
Did?
Yep.
Wow, what are you doing anywhere in the vicinity?
Forward 50 stoppage. Scotty Jones couldn't make it down. Come on.
Who were you up against?
No idea, but I elbowed him straight in the face and got the hit out.
Straight in the head. How do you elbow up that high?
I don't know.
Are you ready? This is the final segment for Coast to Coast for season 2022.
Huge.
This is Bandy's quiz.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mono e mono. All right, this is going to start in random area, then we'll get to AFL.
Brilliant.
Which sporting mascot got carted off the field on the weekend?
The Ravens won, and he did his ACL. He's out for the year, and they're holding tryouts for the replacement.
Wow.
That'd be one to Oz.
Yeah. His name is Poe.
Oh,
P-O-E.
I'm giving him another point for that.
come on.
I've got Poe written down here for an extra point.
My goodness me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oscar can see the sheet.
LFG.
All right. Hammer. Just blank there. Okay.
That's
now
fine.
it's all AFL. Who was the first player to kick 8 goals at the G in the 18-team era? Hint. Happened this year.
Tom Lynch.
There we go.
Come on.
Great game last night, Georgia.
Oh, boy. What a
So you asked us game of the year, and I was like, last night was game of the year, brother. Like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, Collingwood Carlton the week
So
before,
I
2 weeks
had
before. That was
I had
huge.
that, and then the 2 Collingwood games, Jamie Elliott after the siren against
Yeah,
Essendon,
that
and
was
the
enormous.
and the
Oh, that
Carlton
was
one.
enormous.
The Carlton-Melbourne game was a ripper as well. There were so many good games to finish the season
Then
out.
there was a draw as well.
Yeah, there was a draw. Yep.
Okay. So how many games did Collingwood win by under 12 points this year?
11.
Jesus.
Oh, bang. That was good.
I'll give you
yeah,
an extra point if you can guess whose record they beat and what it was.
St Kilda's 9.
West Coast 06.
As in like 9 games.
Yeah, no, it was Melbourne with 8 back in 89.
Oh,
I just
right.
had a genuine
Oh,
statement.
right. You went 9. I was like, oh, wait, St Kilda 2009? Yeah, all right, I'll go.
Who kicked a goal in every game this year?
Bailey Fritsch.
The frittata.
Bang, Oscar Allen.
The frittata.
Jeez, he's had some time this year. Okay.
On that board.
Yeah.
Who broke the most tackles in a game this year?
Rory Laird.
Rory Laird, 20.
He had 21.
Ooh, 21, did he? I thought he had 20.
I'm going to give Hammer the extra point because it was 20.
Come on.
But do I get the point?
Yeah, you
you
get the point
one.
for saying
You
Rory
get
Laird
one.
first.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It'll get you back on 3. Okay. All right. Who holds the record for most touches set back in 2018?
Oscar Allen.
Tom Mitchell.
No, it's Tom Mitchell.
Tom Mitchell, 54.
I shouldn't have done the gag.
I'm giving Hammer 1 because he got 54.
Yeah.
All right.
Gag doesn't get one.
Yeah.
Which it should.
Pretty funny.
Which team has lost to the Suns after the siren twice in their history?
Richmond.
Yeah.
Come on.
Got to be quicker than that, Oz.
Carmichael Hunt, first game of their winning.
Really?
That was
that was
the
the first
very
win.
first win they had. Carmichael Hunt after
And he was
siren.
kicked to him by Brandon Matera.
Yeah, come on.
Who led the Eagles for touches this year?
Gaffy.
Jack Redden.
There we go.
Was it Reddo?
Yeah, had to be.
Should have been. You
Should have been top
Should have been
five.
top five.
for,
Should have been
for
top five.
JW. Okay, so which player has had the most tackles in a West Coast season?
Matt Prittis.
No.
Oh. Wow.
Let's think about this.
Don't think
You haven't got long.
It's a quiz.
Yeah. I'll go with Shuey back in the day.
Scott Selwood.
Scotty
Scooter.
There you
Back
go.
in, 2011?
2011.
And like a lot too. 202, a lot.
Understood.
It's a long time ago.
Who led the Eagles for disposal average this year?
Or
TK.
Yeah, well, it's a draw there. Well done.
Come on.
Whose was the oldest Eagle to play 10 games or less this year? Jeez, I've done well with
10
the quiz.
games or less.
Yeah. Who played
Who's-
10 games or less and was
Girls?
the oldest? No.
I can take my time on this one a little bit.
I'll buzz you out, son.
10 games or less. Dom Sheed.
Nick Nat.
Nick Nat
Nick
played
Nat.
10 games or less. There you go.
Who was the oldest Eagle to play 5 games or less?
Gov.
No.
Dom.
Nah. Angus Dewar.
Oh, Gus Stewart, there you go.
mug.
Jeez, I've done well there.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay. Which player broke their 10-year streak of finishing in the top 10 for JW this year?
Gaffy.
There we go.
Bang.
Yeah, bang, there you
6
go.
apiece.
Come on.
Who set the record for most marks in a waffle game for the West Coast?
Harry
Harry
Edwards.
Edwards.
That was me.
How
that
many?
was
How
me.
many?
21. Ooh.
You can both have that. That was good. 21.
Yeah, that was
Hang
huge.
on, marks? No.
23.
Oh, bang, there you go.
23.
Disappointing.
Okay. Which Eagle holds the record for most intercept possessions?
Is it Bunger?
Tom Barras.
No, it's Gov.
Yeah, we probably should have gone
Yeah,
Gov.
I was thinking
we both
this
went
year,
the quirky
silly.
one, yeah.
So that was 2016 he did that. 21 intercept possessions.
Unbelievable.
That's a lot.
How many times did we give up 100 points this season?
14.
Oh, did we give up 100
I thought
points?
you-
Understood. Yeah, you're not
the
win by
question
100
was
points. I will say 12.
15.
Oh my god.
Wasn't a good year.
I went 14. I was like, man, that seems
That's
over.
a lot. Yeah. Wow.
Do I get closest to
How many Eagles players did we use this year?
47?
There we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. That's a lot of players.
So
Not
many.
including Alan Cole Chesser.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Only Eagle to have mark of the year winner, mark of the round winner in this year. Who was the only Eagle to have mark
Tom
of the round?
Barras.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. When and what one?
Yeah, had some good going back with the flight
Yeah,
ones.
That was the one. Back with the Fly v Hawks.
Sure.
Biggest crowd Eagles have played in front of.
50,000 Derby.
Biggest crowd the Eagles have played in front
Oh, the
of.
grand final in 2018.
That'd be it.
Thank you very much. Come on.
I
gotta learn to listen,
I thought it was this year, mate.
Yeah, come on.
I did
Was
until
that
he
was the
said.
2018 grand final bigger than 2006 and the
05.
90s?
You want to know the attendance?
Yeah, I do.
Well, because the G gets built bigger every
Yeah,
time
I
of the
don't really care
redevelopment.
about
But
that.
the, but the grand finals, like some of the OG grand finals.
Oh yeah, they packed
in the
them all.
standing room.
Yeah,
100,022 at 2018.
Come on.
Wow, let's
That's
go.
a lot.
So many.
That's huge.
All right, here's
That was
this.
that we
we were
contributed to
there,
that. Yeah.
I should finish with this, but I won't. But this is the best question. All right. Who was the only Eagles coach to lose their first game at the helm?
Was it Simo?
No.
John Todd.
No. Matty Knights.
Nida.
This year.
Shivers. there you go.
Come on, these are between the line questions.
Even
Yeah.
Jamie Graham won his back in
Yeah,
2018.
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Everyone's been a first game, first
Wow.
win. Barring
Like
COVID.
me. Bit like me.
Barring COVID, which player kicked the least goals to win leading goal kicker for the Eagles?
Oh wow.
Peter Matera.
No.
I remember seeing this in the we used to have this trophy board in the players lounge at Subi, and it's like 27 or something.
Mark Lacroix.
No. So it's, I would have guessed Ben McKinley back in 2009 maybe, but it
Is
wasn't.
It like 27 or something?
Summer kicked 33.
33.
In 97. So it must have been a great year. Who's kicked the second most goals in a season for West Coast? So Summer's going to be your top back in the day of whenever
Cummings.
that was. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
He's running away with it.
Come on.
Would Peter Sumich have counted twice?
No, it's Cummings. Yeah, Cummings. That's actually a good question.
That's a good question.
Nah, that's right. We'll give me the point.
Yeah, give me
I
the
will,
points.
yeah.
No.
What's the most consecutive away games we've lost in our history?
It was like probably this year.
I'll give you nearest to pin on this.
14. You just got to go 13 or 15.
Yeah, 13.
Nah.
Oh,
20.
Come on.
oh,
We lost 20 away games straight back in 2008 to 2009. Basically 2 seasons.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Lean times. In the 90s, how many years did we consecutively play finals?
8?
6.
It's 10.
Wow.
Every year in the
Every
90s.
year.
Let's go.
Have more faith in our club, boys. All right.
8's pretty good.
Last question, and I'm going to give Hammer one just to make it interesting. So 9 to 10.
Well, is
make
this
this
the last
just make
question?
this one worth 2.
Last question, and this is worth 2.
Huge.
How many, I'll give you nearest to pin, I guess.
All right, you go first.
How many West Coast Eagles intra-clubs has Thumper played in over 15 years to help fill out the numbers?
You're going to go answer first because I should be unable to lose this quiz.
Oh, my God.
How many West Coast intra-clubs have they tapped me on the shoulder and said, mate,
In 15
in
years.
15 years, strap on the boots, geez, we're short,
Can
go
I-
stand in a back pocket and get some hangers taken on you?
Can I get a clarification on official intra-clubs? Because we have like 4 intra-clubs a year, or like the last intra-club before the JLT game.
No, just an intra-club.
Oh,
Where-
so that could be like...
a match sim.
oh, my
5.
God.
5 is Hammer's answer.
It's got to be like, so
Well,
for
hang on
those
a minute.
listening,
15 years. You're not
could
going to
have
count the
five-
last. You're not going to count the last 5 because we've been here and you haven't.
Yeah. You can almost get like 3 or 4 in one preseason.
If you say
like,
so.
easily.
If he got knocked on the shoulder and was like, come do this, like it could... Oscar, you're embarrassing yourself if you get this wrong. I feel like he's asking the question with satire because he's like, I've been here for 15
Yeah,
years.
it could be 0. Who knows? I've
I'll
guessed
go
5.
4.
The answer's 0. No matter how desperate they get, boys,
Yeah,
they
they
ain't
never
tapping the
come.
shoulder.
Come on. Hey, that was a great job.
Hey,
well
well
done.
done.
Well
Yeah,
done.
that's
Hey,
huge. Well
That
done.
was awesome.
Good to have me back.
Thank you, boys, gentlemen.
We're going to have to bring back a quiz next year, and it's going to be hammers every week.
I would like to bring Hammer back at least once next year. So thank you so much for
You
finding
are
the time.
welcome,
Great
mate. Thanks
man.
very much for
It's been
having
an
me.
amazing season. Thanks to everyone who listened and whoever wrote in. Hopefully, at least Oz and I, at the very least, are back next year delivering some A-grade gold to you. Anything to add?
Nah, thanks for the year, guys. It's been a frustrating one watching-wise, and just can't wait to get back next year and keep this potty going.
Nah, nothing much ever. But we always sort of used to say when we were finishing, there's obviously grand finals, there's Brownlows, there's finals to come, and there's money to be won. But as we always say, Aussie, gamble responsibly.
Let's gamble responsibly.